Okay, so here's the lineup. I'm going to give away this robot here. It only works on the euro versus the yen. It only works on this particular time frame. In this particular time, there's a huge equity drawdown I want to warn you about. Over here, I don't know, this is some kind of Yexit or something going on down here. But that is another consideration with this robot. But, I can literally just post this as a comment. So after I make the video, I can make a comment, and it'll be the code to the robot. And what it essentially is a trade plan. A soft stop, a soft take profit, and it's scaling in a martingale. And it's getting in very deep. I think it's scaling in martingale. It's very deep. This one is... it's called the Deep Swing. I have one called Deep State just to make it more politically correct. I have the Deep State version of this. It's called a Deep Swing Scalp Bot. Soft stop, hard take profit, sorry. So inside here, we should see a soft stop. It's going to capture an 85 to 120 pip range. The stop is not mentioned, but we have that it's hard, and here is the soft stop. So that's the current labeling system I'm using. And it is 240 minutes. It keeps dropping, and they last all day. So the tickets are stacking up all day. I'm backtesting on the 4-hour chart. Now, it's debatable. I'm using the 4-hour chart just to try to sync it, because if you pick the wrong time frame, it's going to run like shit. So I am going to try to keep the strictness of this. But that is the trick, 4 hours. And then we let it play back over only 2 years of data, but it is based on the current volatility. So there's no money management system coming in underneath this. It's just laying out tickets. So let me see if I can hunt down the actual version here. We have a soft 85 pips. So this would be it. This is the other version with the soft take profit. A little bit different outcome. And if you wanted to mention the stop, I think there's enough room left for a long file name to save it as something else, but just going to peek in and see what we ended up with. Actually, so we have a hard take profit right here. Looking to make 50 pips, and that is a scalp. Oh wait, I think there's another mistake in this code here. So yeah, we're only going to pick up the bottom of that ticket. Wait, no, that's right. So 85 pips slam into the ceiling is what this looks like. Always hard to imagine what the script is going to do when you launch it. I guess that's the hard part. Because of the math. So as the market comes ripping up, and by the way, warning to anybody that's trading this, when this says 1 day lasting, be careful, because this stuff's stacking up. This robot's dropping it every 240 minutes. It's going to put in a rack, according to the top here, every 4 hours. It's going to drop this trade plan over and over again. This very blind trading system. But if you have the right currency pair that has the right range, you've got a 120 pip stop. I'm sorry, 120 pips above. You're getting in with a stop of, and this is the key, is that you got to figure out what these two numbers come out to, a difference, and that's your risk, total risk, and this would be your reward, is from this entry to this exit. So you really just, you're looking for a pretty insane retracement off of the top. At 120 pips above you, it's got to come back to this hard exit, and in the ultimate scenario, the market crushes up into the 85 pips, does not take out the 14, keeps going. There's a stop here. You come plunging back to earth. You're still going to make on this ticket like, 35 pips or 30, we'll just say 30 pips. Always bet low, but see the stop here. And this ticket is pretty outrageous, right? You have a stop that is, so you soften the stop by being able to include this whole skyrocketing situation. But this stop, actually, you're going to lose this ticket off the rack. This is the biggest ticket also. You're martingaled in by now. So you'll be stopped out of that. In other words, you won't be able to retain this whole rack, whatever this adds up to, probably about 30K in total. It doesn't take long to stack this stuff up. And of course, if you come in with another drop, it's going to overlay up in the upper band. So we're going to see what this actually trades like. A blind static trade plan, nothing to do with anything other than, can the market, it's a contest, can the market move this hard and come into this order bank without taking out this hard, this last stop. So here you got a pretty big risk. that's a chunk, right? At least 60 pips here to make just 30. So bad ratio, but small ticket. See, small ticket, bad ratio. You don't have to write stuff like this. You could write this one, and then on top of this, say you're going to start selling at 50 on the 25s around this script. You have another robot that's going to come in on a very conservative light swing and almost just a barely participating mode. Talk about peanuts, but you have to have that situation because you can't have all your money in a volatile market. So if you're in Bitcoin right now and you think that 7,000 is the 618 or the 259, and you're in, you're going to have to think, well, I really want to take out that high from that last rally at 11, whatever it was. But do I have to really do that? Can't I just trade into the last known support and get the fuck out? Yeah, you could. So you could scalp into it. But if you have other money that you can put in other accounts and not really sit there and power trade it, you just have some robot that's just throwing in these, volatility-based random orders. I mean, the only thing that's not random is the volatility. We know that's a known by the last price pulse. So as the pound gaps and pulls back and fills the gap because of the order imbalance, and of course, as soon as it was there, a lot of people were like, I'm out. I mean, it probably went through people's targets. I mean, don't forget the slippage on the targets was probably pretty brutal. If you had a target that was X, God knows where they filled you. Probably, right, who knows? You wouldn't even be able to dispute it. I mean, anybody has a pending like that. So pending orders are dangerous in the sense of, cost you money because if you're going to risk the whole account, and that's your stop. Of course, if it's a futures account, you can't do that. So you have to make a decision. And day traders, the whole point of day trading is supposed to be low risk because you're not, at the end of the day, you're flat. There's no exposure to anything psychotic that happens. But people say, oh, it's hard to make money day trading. Yeah, because I think you got to capture a price pulse there. And since you're trying to make 10 or 20 pips, and you're trying to trade pretty hard on 10 or 20 pips because you just want to make $300 or $16,000 a day. So you just do that trade and you're done, right? You're done for the day, supposedly. And of course, but like anything else, once you get good at it, you probably figure, well, I think I could do this and this and this. Well, then you got to kind of break it up into, that's why you have to have a demo account so that you can test, does this trade plan even work? And the MetaTrader lets you do this strategy tester thing, which I'm doing the crude playback. I'm going to do a fine playback, I think, with the ticks loaded properly. It's a slower playback of the market. Plus, I just wanted to watch this thing trade and then watch this thing actually do the trades and think, wow, I would do that trade, I suppose, from this static entry standpoint. And I think this is maybe, I'm going to just guess this is 30 or 40K. I don't know. I don't have the math skills to add up one to the eighths, and just, I know people can do that, like that Greta Van, whatever, the end of the world girl. She could probably nail this. She's autistic and Asperged out, and she could probably just go, dude, give me that thing. So yeah, there's some stuff we're just not good at, but this is a very risky robot, I would say. So you would have to, and this would run in the United States if you took the buy leg off of this thing. So hopefully this is calibrated properly, and it is the hard take profit, so it's properly listed. Of course, I should put in the actual number ratios on this robot. It has brilliant moments, and of course, if you decided to start trading this robot on the first drawdown period, yes, then you're screwed. So that's just the need for more than one robot, at least 10 if you're going to bother to do 3. Then the next question is, all right, why aren't you doing 10? I suppose, right? And then it never ends, right? Well, if that's true, then get the fucking rack mount 40 core Dell for $5,000 and let that thing just churn out some. But you could do it, right? I mean, it's scanning for the possibility of course, when the market starts to trend, it's gonna destroy, or it's gonna stop out this trade plan. But what is that number? It's fixed in here. So you always know if it keeps streaking, if it keeps smashing into your tickets, you know what's going to happen. So here, look at this brilliant comeback because of the hard take profit. And you can see that there's not a lot of trading going on here. There's low volatility because you're not getting filled in the upper tickets. You know, this is only trading that 85 to 120 pocket. If I made this go from 85 to 180 and put them in for a weekly, you should see how much money. So if I rewrite that script and rename it, and so getting the sizing, get the dynamics right. Like I said, when you open the account over here, you would have got killed for this, right? This is another kind of going against you drawdown where the market just keeps going. This is a trend move against the swing system. This is a swing bot or retracement bot. But there's no trend bot here because, well, I guess we could have a, just get into the market with every day, just with, put on a hedge. So I haven't written that one yet. I guess I should make the, I'm curious to see what happened, but I guess I kind of know what would happen. It would just get destroyed. Every day it puts on a fucking hedge for an 80 pip profit. Just like, okay, we're just going to load up and we're going to, in this scenario, we would scalp out of the 8K, a very tight stop on the 8K and wide stops on the 1Ks and just let it go, right? I'm curious to see what that would do, but of course that's another whole nother drama of writing that one. But let me just do a test of another robot here that I think would work because I can see the volatility, or I could change currency pairs also. So in this scenario, in this case of a static robot like this that just blindly launches tickets, and you're going to hold this as a template up to the market, and it's going to trade. It's going to trade them. It's going to trade. You know, these things, right? It's going to just do it. It doesn't have this idea of a moving average or any news of this. Doesn't care. And the frequency of the drop and the depth of the drop and the duration, the expiration of that drop. Those are the three keys that are guiding the system. So this would not even be triggered. If I put this on the Swiss franc, I bet it wouldn't even fill because the Swiss franc typically is not going to move. And I guess I'm giving it a day. I'm stacking up these orders. And the other thing is the other robot, if I put the other one on here, which is the, here, if I put this guy on, this is the one I just wrote. It's probably going to get destroyed. Okay, this is when I just tuned up to just do a particular, that's getting it very early, 20 to 90 pips, soft stop, soft take profit, martingaling in 4 hours. So there's a constant risk. Every 4 hours or dropping a 4 hour script expiration. So I just want to see what this is going to do. I'm in crude playback, open prices only. I just getting a kick out of this static, or this just mindless trading. So here, this is a pretty harsh drawdown. I think people would be a little bit, that might stress you out. But this is the idea of the basket trading that Ryan Brown's trying to do, I think. Well, this is the crude method. No strength index indicators or... It's so silly. I mean, this is another thing, a big flaw in the no-nonsense algo realm is that you're going to get some contoured, like, artificial intelligence, and then the no-nonsense says this stuff about, well, yeah, they got these new algos that are, like, taking Trump's tweets and analyzing it for direction, or that we know there'll be volatility when the market's open. And I was watching these guys stream the other day, these liquidity guys. And there's this gold trade setting up. I thought, wow, it looks like a perfect buy. on the 5-minute chart for at least the scalp. Like it just stalled out and it came all the way down and kind of just faded out and got trapped on the 5 and went the other way. And these guys are talking about, well, Trump's tweeting, look at the market moving. And I'm like, they're kidding, right? Like, I don't know if the tweeting's doing it. I think the markets are just moving. I'm not. Is there a guy with a big fat finger watching Trump's tweets and he's like, that'd be a sell? What? Well, the China trade agreement's not going through. Dude, people are trading around that. You think people are waiting for a fucking... Dude, people are just doing business. I don't give a fuck about that. It doesn't fucking matter. Dude, if gold goes to fucking $2,000, people are going to sell. Come on, 2,500? They're selling. They're going like, I'm going to go get something of value now. Well, there's so much value in gold. Yeah, I'm going to go buy a fucking car now. I'm going to go buy this. I'm going to go buy something useful. So here, this is kind of getting a little bit traded to shit here. So this is the same currency pair playback. Euro versus yen, very swingish. Here, look, it's having a brilliant move here. But I said this drawdown here might have shocked you. 4-hour chart. Seems like the 4-hour chart's the only thing I can get to work on playback, honestly. Let me speed this through the, let me take it to the conclusion, the final solution here. Let me see how much punishment this thing's going to endure. But yeah, there's, all these versions. I want to put them on the hightail. Like I say, they really do need some help. There's one filter missing from the system that could be added on, which would be, do not drop this when the ATR goes, or not the ATR, or the ATR of 1 or 500 if you want. Do not launch this robot when the market starts to scream 100 pips. So here's where this is getting crushed because it's getting in too close to the market, right? So watch, I'll put in a wider bot. So see, this is why you have to make this, I'm sorry, the script could only last for, say, 30 minutes because it can't withstand a full tilt move into that price on this currency pair. Now, if I put this on the Euro dollar, or even the dollar Swiss, something tame, like here, Australian dollar may be able to run because Australian dollar just doesn't move that much. Let me see if I got... That's still getting killed here. So duration of launch. But see, you wouldn't have thought that if you opened your account here, you'd be like, oh, it's doing pretty good. I don't see what you're talking about. So this needs a filter of saying we will not drop unless the threshold's met. But this is super aggressive. So it's a lot of trades. Not the best stats. So I'm thinking something that you would probably not, most people wouldn't launch is this super deep. And on this currency pair, see, we're hardly getting filled. We're so far away from the price. So, yeah. I mean, now on the euro versus the, also I don't have the super deep ones. You have to get in like 200 pips deep, This is trading quite a bit. I mean, 400 trades. It's a lot. I skipped to the end, but it's not getting there. It's a lot of data to crunch. So you could sit here all day with this shit. And I have, because some of this is about the instrument you're trading. So if I go for this, gosh, I don't know how deep this is getting in. It's not listed. Here you go. This is pretty deep. That's 50 to 100 with a 150 pip stop. So it's a pretty aggressive system. I don't know if that's I think those are just, that could be martingale. Can't see it's tracking so fast there. This is some kind of trend move here, so it's going against the limit system. But here, less frequency of trading and deeper, a wider stop, so we can actually kind of make a little bit of money there. So this high risk trading, the wider stop, that's 150 pip stop. Now we're getting in at 50 to 100 pips. So we get a 50 pip capture window. So if you make the stop 300 and you capture for, and the account can handle all those tickets stacking up, when we finally get it retrace, and these are all the retracements, but you need some kind of trailing stop in here, right? Because look at this massive against you with a 150 pip stop. So you got that 50 pip stop at the bottom. But 85 to 1, this is like a rock bottom reversal point, 85 to 120, where this is canvassing a whole area in range trading. Like it's getting a 50 pip range with a big monster stop on that. Is it still tracking? I can't tell if it's blown up. I don't think this computer has the power to even play back the market here. So look at this thing dig out of the hole. Jeez. Just from pure retracement. It's pretty funny. Oh, let's see. It's finally dead. Here, I want to put this on the euro dollar. So, euro dollar performs the best here. I'm using the hard 20 stop, which is kind of cheating on the Australian dollar there because it doesn't have that kind of tight stop. This is 2 pip stop. It says 20, but it's 2. So here we're getting annihilated till it gets to here. I think that's too much volatility. It's so funny to look at this thing perform. Look how it just loads the wagon here. Never even cashes out till it gets to here, so opening your account here would just destroyed you. Well, you open your account here, you think it's the best robot on the planet. So, obviously, this has no view of structure. You could outtrade this thing. But there's an example of what's possible. If you opened your account here, and this thing loaded in and kind of like got in nice and soft. See these big, heavy fills? That means it just piled into your order bank, and those big tickets were getting hammered. Then it started to make it back, right? Here, because it has a 150 pips stop, it's able to, if this is ranging, it could even be trending. And it's actually symmetrical, so it's selling. If I took off the buy side or the sell side, who knows how this thing would end up, right? If I just turned off one leg. So you'd have to do that in the United States if you ran this. But it would run because it's got the martingale factor here. You can't stretch out the size here, but so what else? So we could put this on the euro to the pound. You could test all these pairs, and then you could say, wow, you know, overall I'm winning. I'm trading all these pairs, overall I'm winning. I mean, we blew it up on the euro there, but euro to the pound, it's making money. Also, we could space these orders. We could also make them not only martingale size, but make them logarithmically placed so that you're barely getting in. And you have the lowest risk of ruin because you're barely getting in at the top of these order banks. But the order banks last all week now. They're stacking up, just piling in there. And built into that, you could have 20 tickets on each launch. So you'd capture the ultimate last unbelievable move down, but it's just about money, because if it does retrace, and you do have greedy take profits built into that script, which I could make these. Okay, so imagine you've got a team of these robots, and they're all trading this psychotic limit entry, blind limit entry. Yeah, I think you could do it on a VPS. You got 20 of them churning away on one account, trading different currency pairs. Very interesting to see how it would do. And if one robot's making money, the other guy's losing, then I guess you're doing great. And that's the idea of being no nonsense and trading 28 pairs. But this is true no nonsense. This is senseless trading right here. And testing these things and saying, okay, well, we the market's just heated up. The 300 pip range, just throw the 200 pip bots out there. And then now you're going to be like if you owned a football team, right? You go, okay, yeah, it's raining out. Get the guys that are good in the mud. Get the guys here with the titanium toes out here, and get the claws out here, and then that's how you have to run it. Because sometimes, look at this thing martingale into this these positions, and all you got to do is rewrite the script to make it. So I'm just going to post one of these robots. I don't know which one, but the idea here is that, and this is only 8 tickets, but the idea is that you're going to scale in and scale out with this robot, and you could write the market one. I'm going to try that. That's next on my sheet of things to do. Maybe I'll do it for kicks today, but I got so much other garbage to tend to. I got angry at my earbuds, and I pulled the cord, and the earbud silicone guy jumped off, and I asked the girl at Walmart, do you have any of those? And she said no. So I said, had to buy a new pair of supposedly good. There's so many wireless ones out there, but I don't have wireless on my antique analog stuff. And then the girl got all snooty. I said, can I get you want USB-C? That's the new one. I go, well, it's a new phone. Is it really? How could you have a new phone? It has USB. It doesn't have USB-C? Yeah. Oh my God. You gonna argue fucking inventory with me on fucking... Dude, I was on Amazon just 5 minutes ago. You really want me to fucking learn you about these extension cords for my tablet? Hello? Can't you see what I'm doing here? Like, if I get pulled over, instead of saying, don't you know that I'm from the House of Representatives? I'll say, can't you see what I'm doing here? I'm programming a robot while I'm driving. Hello? Like, run along. No, I'm not drunk. I'm just... You should see this swing bot. Wait till you see this thing in performance. Oh, I'm just curious. I want to run some of these robots right here on the same currency. So we have the currency. It's the euro versus the pound. And look at how this thing's just churning away on it. So I'm going to load another robot on the same currency pair. Okay, this is pretty aggressive, I think. I don't even know what is inside of here. Let's see what kind of performance we get out of this one. Skip to the end. I just want to see the end of the story. This could be brutal. So yeah, if you have these guys running with each other, Some guys are doing well. That one pulled that robot. He sucks. See here, it's barely gotten filled. Look at this brilliant move here. Now it's getting clobbered. Now it's loading the wagon. So it's just about, and I'd have to open up that script and go, okay, what's going on in there? That's so amazing. Probably some insane stop, right? I'm going to guarantee you that this is some insane, super deep swing bot, right? You could tell by the way it's performing. You're like, there must be a 300 pip stop on there. Okay, if you open the account here, you got killed, right? But for a moment there, this thing was brilliant. Let me take a look at what that's doing. So this is the, I don't even know what that TH means. I think it could mean, I don't know what my system was then. Hard take profit, I know. Every 480 minutes, we're dropping these scripts every 8 hours. So let me take a look. So this guy right here is what we're running. Oh no, that's not it. We got to go to the other one below it. It's this guy here. That was the last one we had. Okay, so wait for the editor to open up. You're going to have to wait for that. Please hold. It did open up. It's just not there. It's not able to load it. Huh. It's not going to let me edit that. Okay, whatever. Maybe because it's running. I edit these when they're running all the time. Not responding. I'm not surprised. Oh well, it's too much stress for the computer, apparently. Computer's having a bad day. I'm in the navigator though. I'm not in the yeah, so we could just make this go long only. And I think it would screw up the performance. Let me see if I can just at least do this. Curiosity. So, United States, you got one account. This is our last equity run. I'm just going to skip to the end. Long only. Maybe it does better. It's just pure retracement then. You know what I mean? It's not trying to bracket and play both sides of the game. It gets killed at the end here, but so if you go long only, and what if you knew the trend? Is it going to make more money short only? Interesting look to it. So, or you want to have the long only bot, and you're going to trade at the market, and you're going to buy at the market. So, let's see how it does. So it's really about volatility, I suppose. How fast it's going to run up into these sell tickets. Okay, it does well on the sell side eventually. And so if you were directionally trading it, and so it just actually did better on the sell side of that. Now I'm just going to run pure Euro yen sell only. So you can see you could spend like months testing these robots, oh, this guy's good at that, put him over there. He's great on that currency, just got blown up. And we could just also trade with our structure of what should we do right now. Maybe this thing in the background's making you money. Here, brilliant move, right? Finally hit. But so if I just come in with another robot that's better suited, I don't even know where this thing's getting in. And the editor's failing us, so let me just throw in another random bot. I think this could be a 1 hour bot. 1 hour scripts in here. Probably barely going to fill. Huh. Kind of filling, actually. I think that's a 1 hour script. Sell only. Oof. Yeah, so it certainly gets hammered. So if the buy only, it wouldn't matter because the volatility, I think, is a two-way street, up and down. God knows what that thing's doing. Just traded the shit out of that. I must have a deeper. I kind of like this super deep one here. Keeps us away from shallow moves. It's better for a reversal retracement. It's getting an extreme price. So it doesn't do too bad. So from the sell only point, we're kind of churning up on this particular currency pair. So this is actually martingale into a very extreme price. Just keeps loading the same dumbass script. Sell only. I kind of like the performance in a single direction. Let me try dual direction now. So that was pretty good. 13. Certainly, once again, had you opened your account here, you may not have that view, but you could almost put a moving average on that, and we'd be in a trend. Let me see. Let's take a look at bi-directional trading. This is when you just Bruce Jenner all day long here. Well, Bruce flipped. I guess never came back. Bruce Jenner, algo. Okay, skip to the end. Okay, so it's suffering a little bit there. Let's see if it can make it back. And then I'm going to do the buy-only system. I guess it doesn't matter because the buys aren't involved when the sells are making money. I think it's getting hurt here because we ended up at 13 at the end. And now it's kind of over trading. So if we're below 13 in the end and I go to buy only mode, I wonder what the performance is there, because this is really trading. It's not letting maybe the take profits cash out naturally. It's trying to come in on the other side of that. But in the United States, this is what it would be like if both were running. Like I said, you don't have to run both directions, but it's about the range of this market. I feel like I'm at a golf tournament. He's stepping up. He's on the he's putting for birdie here. Son, he looks like he's about to blow up the account. Oof. Oh, it's having a brilliant comeback. Oh, there you go. See, it paid off. Now, I wonder what the sell side must be killing it. Of course, so that's not too bad. So it's about, and look how deep the tickets are on that. You know, really capturing just those amazing short only. I think I did buy only first. I don't remember now. It takes so long to test these things. Yeah, so short only. But yeah, like say here, you know, if you had a money management system on top of this to kind of keep it from getting annihilated, maybe, or trading against a little bit, and that's the other thing you could do is put a trend, just a trailing. So there you've got they last all day. They drop every 4 hours, so it's quite a stacked up tickets down there. Let me just pick one of these insane pairs. It'll probably get destroyed on the guppy. And even if we... Here, British pound will probably destroy it. Maybe not. So I'm trading short only in the British pound with this robot. Oh. A lot of volatility in this pound. I think you'd have to trade a lot deeper than this. Let me see how deep this goes. This could be a good one to go with. To make a super deep thing, so you're getting in 20 pips apart. Because if you're going to last all day on these tickets, every 4 hours you're dropping, which means it's going to take 24 hours to get rid of. Well, they start dropping every 24 hours off of that risk. So here we're going to get in. Okay, this is the same script. I just never named it the depth. So I'm going to rename it as super deep. Call this super deep. Yeah, super's good, right? Super duper deep. And we're going to go with psychotic tickets here. 180 pips deep. And now we're going to get in 160 pips deep. And we're just going to go super fat, 10 pips apart. Here, actually, 1550. Oh, wait, no, I want that to be below us. Here, how about 14? So a big tail risk on this puppy. All right, now, at this rate, I'm going to drop this down. Let's start getting in 100 pips deep. So it's very low frequency trading robot. And now I'll buy every 10 pips into this deep basket. Just get a tasket. I'm just going to make these round numbers. Gonna fuck that up. Okay, so we're just going to do this linear grid, and then we'll put a big anti-martingale at the end of this thing. It's just going to have to be a linear grid because of the tickets, and the martingale is going to take care of the issue. Big fat stop. 40 pips on the last ticket there. Right. And I'm just going to go hard stop because it's easier to write all hard stop and take profits here. So, we're just going to blow through these. Okay. And we're going to go with this a greedy target. And as long as these are above, we won't have to change that number. So we're looking for the ultimate retracement in golf here. 550, I don't know how that got. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. All right. Please hold. Your call is very important to us. Press 9 if you want to talk to a human. Well, you can't even get anybody on the phone anymore. And they wonder why people are shooting up Walmart. Really? Like, we're all fucking pissed off waiting for this shit. Like, are you done yet? Okay, so here I'm going to pick the same kind of insane depth of entry. Starting at 100 pips deep, which is 1,000 to this system. Okay. I feel like I'm doing a sobriety test on the side of the road. We're watching these politicians get pulled over. And I'm like, I don't know if I can count to 10 anymore. I can barely fucking put this script together. Okay, what's the bottom of that? 16? And then right to 18. So this is the rock bottom. Actually, that should be at 17. So we're going to give it that last bit of... It's kind of anti-martingale at the end here because we're going to give it that last thunkage into... about 180 pip drop. So put a little gap there, so it's got a little zinger in there. And that'll make a slight bit of difference, actually, in the equity if you're a real bean counter, if you're one of these greedy mathematicians. So to be fair, this should be at, slightly in between number, but we're not going to worry about that. Looks good to go. Once again, let's pay attention to the last all day, super deep, and the frequency of drop is going to be every 4 hours. So compile it, launch it, super deep, 100 to 180 pips deep with a 40 pip hard stop. And a greedy, like if it retraces off of this, you make 50 pips here, but here you make, 120 pips? It comes back into this. Okay, I'm going to go for the super deep. Oh, this thing's still playing back? Really? Come on. Are you serious? Okay, it's kind of getting killed there. So I'm gonna bring in this psychotic bot to save the day. Psycho bot. Super deep. Welcome to super deep swing trading. We trade anything. The British pound. So this is designed to take the punishment of the pound here. Well, at least it's not over trading. So it's not doing too bad, right? Hard exit, hard stop. Big range. You might rewind the spread to be fair, but trade the guppy. So it got to get a little killed there at the end, but Look at this amazing moves. Now on the euro versus the yen, it's very should not trade as much here, but we could see some serious. It's very deep trade plan. Like this is just something that even if you're a low frequency trader, do you really want to launch all those tickets manually? So this thing could be just putting in these trades. I think I'm trading bi-directionally here. I forgot to check. Okay. So maybe I'll post this robot. This is the most extreme example of this style of trading. Let's see if it even fills on the euro. Maybe it does. I mean, the orders are stacking up all day long. You can make it all week. Now, if I make it all week, you can't believe it. You're like, wow, that's a lot of money. If I set this thing to weekly expiration instead of daily expiration of the tickets, you're stacking up so many tickets every 4 hours. So let me edit this, and I'm going to put super week deep, super deep weeks. And you're talking about, you sit back and you're watching that fill, you think, oof. Let's see, it didn't do too good here. Not enough volatility on that. Let's go to the extreme, the guppy here. I don't think I have it turned on in my symbols. Is it way down here at the bottom? Of course. Oh, I can't even imagine trading these other currency pairs that people are picking. I mean, how do you even find them? Oh. Okay. Let's see what we get out of this. I'm going to do the edit where these last all week long. I'll save as the weekly. So W1 here in this. This will be extreme. You'd need a chunk of money in the account for this one. And they put W1 in here now. And save. Okay. Compile. All right, so let me run this one. I'm kind of curious. I want to see how much punishment. This is probably just blow it up. But if it doesn't blow it up, it's going to make so much money on the way back that it'll be worth the scene to watch it happen. On the guppy, kind of cheating on the spread here at 2 pips. I don't think it's going to be 2 pips in the real world. But of course, with that wide of a stop, I don't think it matters. I mean, that wide of a trade plan. Okay, the tickets last all week, don't forget. A little different, right? So if you open the account here, you're like, holy shit. But if you open the account here, you're like, I like that system. So let me tone it down and trade one leg. Oh, short only. I am trading one direction, so there you go. Let me be fair and go for the long short. This is the non-directional view, I suppose. Just curious to see this outcome. Because maybe it made it back on the... Wow, wait a second. What happened here? I think I wrote the wrong tickets in there. Or they're cashing out. Okay, it's cashing out. Wow. Takes a hit, doesn't it? My God, man. Okay, that's a problem. Let me just go for buy only. See, I think it's over trading it. It could be. Isn't it funny? The short made money. I go long. Long only. Wow. What a brutal currency. It's just range trading one leg. Okay. It gets annihilated. When it sold, it did amazing. The sell only was amazing. So if you put a trend filter on this, or you don't want to, I guess the market's going up here and it's making money selling into this run up. Don't forget I have the greediest targets in the world on this thing. So when it finally does cash in on all those baskets, it cashes in. Seriously, makes money, makes it all back. Trying to get a clue what it's doing there. Yeah, so as it goes smashing up, see, it blew all those tickets out though. But it started redeeming itself in here, I think. Right, so if you open the account here, you're like, I like it. It's making money. It gets annihilated. I think it's because I made them last all week. Look how it was able to survive this drawdown. Almost blew the account up. Wow. What a comeback. Look at this thing come out of the depths of $200 balance. Good God, man. Yeah, we're overtrading the hell out of that. Weekly expirations on your swing orders. Who's doing that trade? Look at this thing just come screaming back from a $200 drawdown. My God, man. Like here, the account's at what? That is beyond. So let's just dial it back one notch and take it to a expires every 24 hours, and we'll see a little bit less dangerous, but not as profitable. I don't think it's going to be as profitable. Sell only. Same trade plan, but now the expiration is 1 day. It's not getting us killed, you know. It's not getting us killed. It's definitely getting bled to death here, though. Now it should start making it back. The other robot can. So we were at $200 in the robot here, so a little bit less. This is the only good run. So I'm gonna go bi-directional, just to be fair. And I'm gonna take this over to just the good old British pound. It's not so psychotic. Very greedy trade plan, I must say. So we don't have any soft targets or profits here. That would help out on some of this. You can see where this thing makes it back on those hard stop, hard take profits is when it holds it right there. So the equity just went scalped out of all that. So I could make one that's a little bit deeper even than this one. And if I run the weekly on here, which I don't think I've done yet, maybe that's even making more money. So this did pretty good, I would say, just on that sample of data. 2 years or something. Now I'm curious to run the weekly bot. There you go. Destroyed, right? Destroyed because the expiration, you can't have that many tickets stacking up against the market. Here's a very conservative, we'll go back to the conservative 4 hours, constant risk of 4 hours, but getting in 20 to 90 pips deep. Is it going to make money? When the other robot's not making money, maybe? No, it's getting killed, right? You're too close to the market for too long. It's not worth trading. So that the depth of the fill, I don't even know what you could trade this on. It's just too, it's getting it, what the fuck, is it sell only? I thought I put long and short in there. I swear I changed that. Okay, it's because I'm like, okay. Okay, didn't blow it up. Still not doing too well there. It's over trading it. You're not going to get a retracement out of a 20 to 90 pip move. You got to go down 300 pips. So I could write the super deep 300 pip one. This one, I immediately changed this to a higher frequency, a lower expiration date. So the way to make this robot perform better just obviously is to say, okay, this hard stop, hard take profit, you got to make these tickets last a shorter period of time. Let's see if I can get a shorter period of time lasting. See, we're going to destroy it because we're getting in too close to market for too long. And I got to have one here that's like 1 hour. So here's a 12-hour shorter. Oh, that's 4 hours short. Yeah, see, the problem is you got to get a shorter expiration. I don't know if I have one in here. Because when you make them in this platform, unless you transfer them to the other one, so I'll just have to make one that's going to get in. I'll just make this into a 1 hour here. Okay, this is not launching often enough, so we're going to launch every 240 like it says. But the expiration is going to be like 2 hours. Because we don't want to have the tickets out there for that long. So we're just going to call this the H2 instead of the D1. So it actually is going to drop every 4 hours. It's kind of aggressive, but this is going to save us. We can make it a 30-minute version of this, which would be the way to go because nobody wants to launch. And this is not a hard take profit either, so you have to rename this soft. But for the moment, it's about how long the tickets last. So we're going to run this guy and see what we got. Oh. Okay, wait for it to compile. Okay, so I'm going to go H2. This could be harder than real trading. Start. We have bi-directional on this, I think. Oh boy. Already blew it up. Yikes. That didn't go too well. That's not a good sign. We did something wrong. Oh well. This is how you know it's time to quit. Oh jeez. I must have fucking put a bad piece of code in here. No. Yeah, maybe up here. Put a bad number in. I don't think so. Alright then. Let's try it again. Maybe oof. Probably just ran out of memory on the recorder. I guess I was asking too much. I hit skip 2, and it was like, we're not skipping anywhere. You don't see much for results there. It looks like it's taking trades, but for some reason, we don't get any results. I don't know. Here, this is very close to the market. 10 to 50 pips. 12-hour expirations. Wow. Gonna get killed. So the expiration have to go down on that. Look at these gap moves. Jesus. Right, so this is what happens. You're too close to the market, and your orders are too, the frequency of the drop is too high. So 110, 480, H12. Let me just adjust this. I'm not going to bother renaming it. Okay, if you make this H1, that's a completely different situation. You drop these every 4 hours, but they only last for an hour. It's a 10 pip move. Because they're just going to blow this thing up, right? They just blew it up. So I just made this only last for an hour. Still going to blow it up. Did I get the right, edit the right script here? So I set that for an hour. Here it is. That's when I made an hour, even though it doesn't say it. Okay. Not as much punishment. Still looks like we're going to blow it up. So you have to make these last for... You may have to make these drop every... 960 hours, or 960 minutes. So that's every 12 hours, and then we're going to make them last for 30 minutes. So these are like baby black swan entries, so to speak. M30, like nobody wants to be doing this work. It's one thing to drop a script that lasts all day and walk away from it. It's a completely different thing to... Maybe I'm not compiling this because of that stupid recorder. Let's see how this rolls. Okay, going back to the Taskmaster. Start. And I'm in the pound, so I think it's a little ridiculous to trade the pound this close, but I want to see what the 30-minute Black Swan trade looks like. Baby Swan Black. Gosh, really? Well, it's not over trading. But there you go. I see. That may be too ridiculous. Right? Wow. That's it. So, too short of a time. We have to go to H1. I did change the frequency of the drop too, so it only drops once a day. So this is critical as far as rate of change into these, how long these tickets are going to last. So 1 hour, just going to change it by 1 hour and see if we get tagged on any entries. Okay, crash the computer again there. Wow. We gotta wait for that to catch up.